Welcome back to the show. I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching Suite 303. And on the show today, we have President and CEO of Cleveland Clinic Canada, Mike Kessel. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jay, and thanks to all the listeners on the Disability Channel for tuning in. I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, this is wonderful. We're so happy. Our whole staff is watching. I sent the word out, so everybody's tuning into our show. We love the Cleveland Clinic. I'm sure our viewers and our listeners would love to learn more about the Cleveland Clinic. But before we get to that, Mike, let's hear a little bit about you. Let's talk a little bit about your lifestyle. You're working at Cleveland Clinic in Canada and just family life. So maybe I know you're from Chicago, so you're a U.S. citizen now living here in Canada. So give us a little bit of background about Mike Kessel.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I grew up, as you mentioned, in Chicago, and I've got a wife, Julie, who works for a healthcare organization as well called Edward Life Science. She sells heart valves. I've got three wonderful kids. One of my kids was born here at Women's College in Toronto. The other two were born in Chicago. We moved here in 2009. So we actually came over on a working visa, and then we switched it to permanent residency a few years later. And now we're actually going through the dual citizenship process because we love the country, we love the people. I love my job and the ability to help a lot of people. I would say what's kind of funny things about me, two little passions I had growing up in Chicago. Number one, my 101-year-old grandfather taught me how to play Scrabble. So I play a lot of Scrabble. So for any of your listeners out there or yourself, Jay, if you're ever up for a Scrabble game, I love it. And the second thing was I was actually nationally ranked in a sport growing up, nationally ranked in the USTTA, the United States Table Tennis Association. So I love table tennis, and that is also kind of one of my hobbies, if you will. It's all good. I'm glad to be here in Canada and look forward to many years ahead.
So table tennis is ping pong, right?
You got it.
Okay.
Some people debate whether or not they should call it ping pong or table tennis in kind of a snobbery type way. I'm not a snob, so you could call it anything you want.
Hey, I grew up with a 4x8, and on top of the 4x8, what did I have? A ping pong table on top.
There you
so
go.
I'll go on a ping pong table. Yeah. Now, I remember the rule. I mean, I'm a big Friends watcher, so you know Friends, you know Monica when she's playing. Don't play her. This is great, Mike. So, talking about Chicago, I mean, the Windy City, one of the best cities all over the world, right? They have a beautiful waterfront, very similar to our waterfront. Gotta love the Bears, right? You guys got four teams, one of the few cities that have four major league teams, right? So, do you have a favorite out of the four? Who's your favorite? That's tough.
Yeah, so it's funny. I'm always asked, am I a Cubs or a White Sox fan? So I am a Cubs fan, but I would say, and I grew up during the Michael Jordan era, and those are special days, special times because of the number of titles that team won. But I have to tell you, I think Chicago is a football town and a very blue collar town. So I am a huge Bears fan, and I'm actually a season ticket holder still. While I've been here in Canada 12 years, I still typically go to games that are in Chicago, and I split the season ticket with my brother who's in Chicago, and I like to go back and watch some of the games.
Bears are a great organization. I did interview Mike Ditka.
Oh.
So I tell you a little story quick because I used to have to do a show at Gretzky's here in Toronto. So I interviewed this guy. I know we're getting off course quickly here, but so his producer comes on the air before I interview him, and he says, "Okay, who's this guy, Jay Stoyan? Okay, we'll do it as a favor, da da da. But he better know football because Mike doesn't fool around." So I said, "Okay, tell him I want to talk about 51." And he went, "Done." So I don't know if you know the quick story about 51, but Ahmad Rashad, when he was a rookie, he was playing against the Bears.
Yeah.
And the defensive back on the other side said to Ahmad Rashad, "Whatever you do not make eye contact with Dick. Do not, because if you do, he will zero in on you for the rest of the game and destroy you. So don't He goes, okay. Like, so, but
That's
yeah,
right.
like I saw a Bears fan. Like in Toronto, I'm a Leaf fan. I love them all.
Yeah.
Blue Jays
Yeah.
right now are on fire, but
Yeah.
Leaf fan. So let's move forward a little bit, Mike. So getting back to Cleveland Clinic Canada, obviously the super important, I guess, focus of this interview,
Yeah.
besides getting to know you. Tell us a little bit about your role and how you sort of transformed from America up to Canada, and tell us a little bit of Cleveland Clinic now.
Yeah, yeah, and I have to tell you, yeah, thanks for the question. So yeah, so as in my role as CEO of Cleveland Clinic Canada, the Cleveland Clinic is part of a global healthcare system with 76,000 people, 30,000 nurses, close to 5,000 physicians. We're in 15 countries and 160 cities around the world, sharing one electronic medical record. It's actually a nonprofit foundation, so no one owns the Cleveland Clinic. Um, Anything that's generated with regards to surplus gets reinvested in patient care, research, and education. So we're no different here at Cleveland Clinic Canada. We have public services, we have private services, we've got hundreds of caregivers really trying to help patients like age well and also help them move better and know their healthcare options. And so that's we've got a great team. We've got 2 locations in Toronto, both outpatient facilities, and we'd love to see and take care of people every day. Now, I would say my own transition here um, from kind of the U.S. to Canada, I have to tell you, I still remember the day where I would fly here temporarily for 3 months until I was able to really get my work visa and work here. And I'd sporadically fly here and I'd work late hours because, you try to impress when you get your first job, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd leave our facility and head back to my temporary housing in the middle of the night. And my wife would call me up and she would say, "You're walking downtown Toronto in the middle of the night going back to your place? Like, are you crazy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Honey, like it's not Chicago. it's safe here." And I remember looking at the statistics. I think when I left, there was 600-700 homicides in Chicago. There were only 30 or 40 here in Toronto for similar sized cities. So I immediately felt kind of the warmth, the comfort, the safety, and everyone here in Canada has been extremely welcoming. So, we've got kids, we're indoctrinated into the community. I mentioned, I've served on some not-for-profit boards, including Heart and Stroke Foundation, and currently now on Ontario Brain Institute on that nonprofit foundation as well. So I'm meeting just fabulous people, and probably most important, my family's happy. So,
well, hey, that's super important.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing. As long as you're happy and your family's happy, and and you definitely are making a difference in our community, Mike. So I really appreciate that. Can we talk a little bit? You said you have 2 offices now, outpatient offices. Now, tell us. I love I'm sure our viewers would love to know a little bit more about that and how maybe we can help the Cleveland Clinic further get exposure in Canada, grow if that's your vision. But yeah, tell us about those 2 offices and what they do.
Yeah. No, thanks for asking. So I'd say our downtown facility is really around kind of health, wellness, screening, a little bit of sports medicine and rehab as well, some specialty care. So I'll give you some examples of why people would come to us. So if you have a skin issue, like a dermatological issue, or if you have an orthopedic issue or a sports medicine issue, hips, necks, muscle, bones, knees, any of that kind of thing. And if you have a heart issue, like a cardiac issue, okay, you could actually have your family medicine doctor refer you to us, and it's covered by the public system here, and we'll see you. And we also have on site some imaging, like X-ray, ultrasound, bone density, mammography. We have those services on site as well. We also, downtown facility, we have health and wellness programs. So some of the people that come to us, they want to consult and talk to an exercise physiologist about their fitness plan. They want to talk to a dietitian about what they're eating and how they can optimize their meals, if you will. And some people, as you know, this has been a really tough time over the last couple of years with COVID, have a lot of stress. And so we have psychologists and psychotherapists and social workers here to help the community as well. And people will get referred in for that as well. Now that's our downtown facility. Yep. Our midtown facility is at Yonge and Eglinton.
Okay.
So literally, and just to go back for a second, our downtown facilities I know you're a sports fan, is in the Hockey Hall of Fame building. So at Brookfield Place, right on the corner of Bay and Wellington. So really nice, convenient location for those that want to take the train or bus or walk or what have you. And then our Midtown location, we actually, they joined us about 4 years ago. They are the former Maple Leaf doctors for like 16 years. So Dr. Michael Carfield and Dr. Ogilvy Harris founded it probably close to 30 years ago. And then 4 years ago, they became part of the Cleveland Clinic Canada family. So that facility is primarily dedicated to sports medicine and rehab. So in that facility, we have sports medicine physicians, we have orthopedic surgeons, we have physiotherapists, we have chiropractors, we have osteopathists, we have massage therapists, we have athletic therapists. So that's really a facility dedicated to people that want to move better, and we can help with injuries that could occur as walking or playing sports or anything at all where you have some type of orthopedic / musculoskeletal issue, if you will.
Well, that's very interesting. I know Cleveland Clinic, through my own connection, has a big sort of focus on sports. I know you guys are really involved in sports, but let's hold that thought because I want to talk about that topic, your connection to Florida, right? And also, I want to talk about COVID. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm talking right now with President and CEO of Cleveland Clinic Canada, Mike Kessel. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with Suite 303.